From downtown Detroit, home of WDIV and Click on Detroit, Local 4 News at 5 starts now.
He played for the Lions in a preseason game Saturday night. Now prosecutors say this former player was allegedly so drunk he caused this wrong-way crash on I-75 and thought he was in a totally different city hundreds of miles away.
The chief is shutting it down. The Southwest Detroit bar forced to close after 4 people are shot after hours.
Well, we begin with major news on COVID. A third dose could soon be recommended for all Americans who've already been vaccinated. Sources say federal health officials will officially recommend a third dose of the mRNA vaccines about 8 months after the second dose.
And that guidance could go into effect as early as mid-September.
Healthcare workers, nursing home residents, and other older Americans could be among the first to receive the third doses. The changing guidance reflecting the changing virus.
We're dealing with an illness that mankind has never seen before, and we're trying to figure it out as we move forward.
New data from Pfizer finds a third dose generated significantly higher neutralizing antibodies against the original strain of the virus, and most importantly, against the Delta variant too. Third doses are already being administered to immunocompromised Americans following last week's FDA authorization. The new guidance would only apply to those who received the 2-shot Pfizer and Moderna vaccines. The data on Johnson & Johnson recipients is still being analyzed to determine whether boosters might be recommended for them too. But as the Delta variant continues to fuel surges across the country, medical experts stress the priority remains getting the unvaccinated vaccinated. In fact, the World Health Organization has urged nations to hold off on third doses while so many remain unvaccinated worldwide.
It's a global problem. We need a global solution. It's not only about one country. We have a limited amount of vaccine. There's a limited amount of production. So we need to use those vaccines in the most appropriate way possible around the world.
Yeah, we've learned just how connected we all truly are. More details on a booster recommendation are expected to come at a White House COVID response team briefing, which is set for tomorrow. It is the first day that Detroit's most vulnerable people can get their third coronavirus shot at the TCF Center.
This comes after that CDC advisory group voted to allow immunocompromised people to get a third dose. We'll take you inside the TCF Center operation coming up on the news at 5:30. Meanwhile, we're learning disturbing new details tonight in the DUI crash involving former Detroit Lion Alex Brown. Brown stood silent in court today as he was arraigned on 4 separate charges ranging from driving under the influence to reckless driving causing injury. Sean Lay joins us live. And Sean, when police interviewed him at the scene, he didn't even think he was in Detroit.
This is something else, Kimberly. Prosecutors revealed that in court today, accusing Brown of being super drunk 3 times the legal limit. Talking to police at the scene of this horrible crash, he allegedly told police that he thought he was in Atlanta, coming from a strip club when he had just played for the Lions hours before, right there at Ford Field.
I want you guys to check on your people right now, guys.
2:15 Sunday morning, a wrong-way driver slamming head-on into another car on I-75 not far from Ford Field. Instagram celebrity reporter known as Tay Crispy was right there. This is his video, and he saw the aftermath up close.
I just never seen a car that's so smashed in. Like it seemed like he just ran right into the. I don't know what he did.
Prosecutors say that wrong-way driver is 24-year-old Alexander Brown, charged today with felony DUI and reckless driving. Saturday evening, Brown was an NFL player for the Lions, playing in the first preseason game. About 5 hours later, prosecutors say it was Brown driving the wrong way, badly injuring the other driver and critically injuring his passenger and teammate at the time. Lion tight end Charlie Taumapalo. Prosecutors say Brown had a staggering blood alcohol content of .211 and say Brown thought he was in Atlanta, not Detroit.
There was signs of intoxication. He thought he was in Atlanta, Georgia, went from a strip club.
Prosecutors argue the case is so serious they wanted Brown held on an $800,000 bond. Brown's attorney argued Brown should not be held so he can try out for other NFL teams.
It's in the process of putting his career back together. He needs to be able to travel.
And that's going to happen for Brown. His attorney winning that argument, the magistrate giving him essentially a $5,000 bond, 10% of $50,000. Look, a lot of action here. There was that horrible crash the next day. The Lions waived Brown last night. They waived the rookie tight end that was with Brown as he continues to recover. The man Brown allegedly hit also suffered some very serious injuries to both of his legs, Kimberly.
Oh, Sean, did the Lions have anything else to say about the crash?
They did. They gave us this statement. Driving under the influence is a matter we take very seriously. We as an organization extend our thoughts and support to the victim and his family during his recovery. We'll let you know how both that rookie tight end and that other driver is doing.
Yeah, indeed. Okay, Sean, thank you.
DTE making some progress to get people without power back on the grid from last week's storms. Right now, about 10,000 customers remain in the dark. But from the looks of it, rain chances are going to be the running theme as we make our way through the week.
Indeed. Let's get over to Andrew. And you can feel the humidity ramping up too, Andrew.
Exactly right. And that will lend itself, Kimberly and Devin, to the chance of showers and thunderstorms. Now, they'll be isolated throughout the rest of the afternoon and evening. So for folks who are trying to get back online and workers who are still out there, no weather worries as we go through this afternoon. We're looking at temperatures mostly around 80 degrees or just a bit more. But with that higher humidity, it does feel a little bit hotter than what it actually is. So you still need to stay hydrated. And of course, even late in the afternoon or evening, keep kids and pets away from empty vehicles. Now it's 80 degrees over at Metro. Dew points are in the middle and upper 60s and a heat index of 82, a couple of degrees higher than the actual temperature. Scanning the skies with Storm Tracker 4, not much in the way of showers. A couple are trying to start here in St. Clair County, but there's not enough energy to really get them going, which is a good thing for evening plans, including baseball. Angels taking on the Tigers later on this evening. An isolated shower is still possible at 7 o'clock, but plan on an on-time start. A breeze out of the southeast helping Miguel Cabrera hit possibly his 500th home run, assisting that ball maybe to center or left field. We'll see. Tonight may be the night. And temperatures fall into the low 70s by the end of the game. More on tonight's forecast, but also tomorrow and your next 7 days coming up.
Okay, Andrew, thank you. The manhunt continues for 43-year-old Kevin Moore.
He's a suspect in a deadly shooting inside a Farmington Hills home. Crime happened Friday morning on Concord off of Drake and 12 Mile. The fiance, a 40-year-old DeJuan White, said he went to check on a loud noise when he was shot right through the storm door. He was rushed to the hospital and later died from his injuries. U.S. Marshals spoke directly to Moore today and had this message.
You're going to get caught. You could come in and surrender, or we're going to have to find you. Whether it's in-state, out of country, we're going to pursue you till we locate you. So the best thing you could do is to come and surrender.
Moore is considered armed and dangerous. If you know where he might be, you're urged to contact Crime Stoppers at 1-800-SPEAK-UP, and you, of course, can remain anonymous. DPD Interim Chief James White has made it a cornerstone, really, of his tenure thus far as chief. Businesses that draw in crime are going to be under the microscope, and they'll be shut down if they break the rules.
That's right, and that's exactly what happened today at a Southwest Detroit bar that was the scene of a quadruple shooting. Jason Colthorpe is live in the newsroom following that story for us this evening. Jason.
And Kimberly, the bar in question is Red's Park Inn. You just saw the sign in the video there, and clearly this latest incident was the final straw for Detroit police.
Detroit police wasted no time in dropping the hammer on the bar where 4 men were shot early Monday morning. And by early, we're talking 4 a.m., a point Interim Chief James White drove home several times as he recapped the incident.
At least 2 suspects in a dark-colored SUV wearing masks drove southbound through the alley, fired multiple shots into the crowd here of people that were off the patio behind us. Again, this happened at 4 a.m. The business should not have been open at 4 a.m.
It began as a fight at the bar around 2:30, and then 2 men returned around 4. A 23-year-old was shot in the neck and killed. 3 others, including an 18-year-old man, were shot but will survive.
I want to emphasize an 18-year-old at 4 a.m. At a business, Red's Bar, with a liquor license, which already is improper.
Red's Park Inn is also a place Detroit police know very well.
We've been here 42 times since 2016 on police calls.
And with police vowing to crack down on problem businesses that are crime magnets, White announced he's closing the bar while they investigate.
But again, we're looking for responsible business ownership. We are not kidding around with this. We're going to require that these businesses do their part to keep our community safe. They should not have been open at 4 a.m., and certainly they should not have had an 18-year-old at this location when they're serving liquor.
Police also plan to have the bar's liquor license pulled, citing several violations there. And you heard the interim chief White mention the vehicle they're looking for. And they're still looking for these shooters. It's, I'm told, a black SUV. And I just got off the phone with Detroit police a few moments ago. We should have pictures and video of that vehicle later in our later newscast this evening as they search for those suspects. Back to you.
And we'll give it to the viewers when we get it. Okay, Jason, thank you. We have an orange barrel alert for drivers on Detroit's east side. Resurfacing began today on a more than 5-mile stretch of East Jefferson between Beaubien and Lakewood. The city says 2 primary travel lanes in each direction of East Jefferson will receive a new top layer of asphalt. Project will wrap up by September 3rd. As Andrew mentioned a few minutes ago, fans are ready for Miguel Cabrera to hit his 500th home run.
When he does, Cabrera will be the 28th man in Major League history to reach that milestone. Tonight, of course, could be the night. Tigers slated to take on the Los Angeles Angels at 7:10 at Comerica. We'll keep you posted once the milestone is reached. This evening, though, is the first of a 3-game series here at home, so if not tonight,
maybe
in the old time. It's also a really cool thing tonight. Jamie Samuelson night at the ballpark, and some of the ticket proceeds will be going to help people who can't afford them get colonoscopies for the former Detroit sportscaster in his memory.
Really nice to honor him that
really
way.
is.
All right, much more to come here on a Tuesday. Here's Hank.
Frustrated with the Michigan Unemployment Insurance Agency? You are not alone. And today, lawmakers in Lansing demanding answers. I'm going to take you inside that heated hearing.
All right, Hank, also, it didn't come ashore as a hurricane, but still left a mark. New tonight, major flooding after Tropical Storm Fred comes ashore in Florida. Alice?
Evacuation flights out of Afghanistan are up and running again, with the U.S. military now securing the airport in Kabul. I'm Alice Barr in Washington. Coming up, how the Taliban is trying to position itself today as the White House remains on defense.